Oh, this shit again. So, what's the nicest way I can say this other than fuck this game? Fuck this game. So, yeah. So on some previous videos, I was ranting for like 2 or 3 videos about gang rap music, and its influence on the masses, on the children, you know, just in the music in general. So, you know, as I'm observing here, yes, it definitely has an effect. You know, you're gonna see very like, you know, to a certain state, children will be very, very influenced by what they grow up around, what they see, and even as we grow older, we are still carrying things from our childhood. Like, I watched my uncle go through 4 weddings, or 4 marriages before I was 10 years old. And back then, I carried it with me ever since then. I'm not gonna make a decision if I want to get married in less than 5 years. 5 years? Give me 5 fucking years. Give me the patience to know I want to be with you and shit. And then I will make a decision if I want to get married. And it seems like, you know, the media likes to influence everybody to rush into marriage so that you can rush into divorce. Spend all this money in a marriage, waste money, get divorced, because, you know, whatever happens. Nothing is always, yeah, it's not a fairy tale fantasy. Sorry, it doesn't always end pretty. So, that aspect, yeah. And like I was saying, you're influenced by shit you grow up and see. So, let me see, what else? Making sure I'm not being overheard about this one. I don't want to offend nobody. So I watched my great-grandma become a vegetable, pretty much. And at that point, you know, I realized I don't even see a person in there. Like, being force-fed and somebody has to wipe your ass and you just can't take care of yourself. I'd rather die long before I would have to be... There's no reason to keep me alive. I'm benefiting nobody by being kept alive. So at a young age, I realized, you know, euthanization of humans, there's really nothing wrong with it in that aspect. There's something, you know, you're fucking vegetable. Really, you are of no benefit to anybody. You're just stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I gotta watch that. Maybe a better time to talk about that topic. But I know I'd rather be put down if I ever came to that state. But it being influenced. And like in Chicago right now, it's a big issue. Right now, we are the murder capital of the world. Because we've had, like, more murders than anywhere else in the world. I think it's, like, counting 40, 50 murders now. It's all gang-related shit. Like, majority of it, some of it isn't, but majority of it is. And I know we've had Murder Capital of the World award for several years. Like, I don't think last year we had it. Some other state or country or town or whatever had that murder capital. But right now, biggest issue pushing that is gang shit, and like how much of that is influenced by the music. One thing I did notice when they were putting that on the news, oh, this aspiring rapper just got shot, and you know everybody's whining about it. And then, you know, they played a clip of his video. He just recorded a video, and he was on the way to the studio, and he got shot. They played this clip of the video. I only moments of it. Seconds. I don't need to hear everything. It is clearly targeted towards that kind of lifestyle. You can see in the way they act, the way they dress, just the general context of what they're saying, acting all tough guy and, whatever. So, I'm sure it sounds terrible coming from me, but good riddance. We don't need that shit out there. We already have enough problems out there without you glamorizing motherfuckers getting murdered. So it's like, you just died for nothing because you were glamorizing that lifestyle. You weren't trying to glamorize, not going to prison. Get the fucking education. Get a legitimate, bread earning job and career to where you don't have to live that kind of lifestyle. Instead, you're going to glamorize that kind of lifestyle. You're not going to talk about going to school, get educated, find a profession, something successful, something legitimate. You're pushing, and like when I was talking about this conspiracy theory, too, where, between private prisons and, private prisons and rap music pushes that kind of life, then, in that same conspiracy theory, it was like a submitted article. It might have been 50% true, it might have been 50% false, it might have been 100% false or true. We never know. And at this point, why might as well run with it, it's on topic. But, where was I going with that? There was a little point in that article I was trying to point out, and I'm trying to forget that little point I was trying to point out. Where the rap music, it just, makes the, racial stereotypes even worse, too. Or it reinforces the prejudices. And that really doesn't help. We're trying to get along. We already have enough problems as a human race as it is, that we don't need more reasons to separate each other, because we already have race, color, the same thing, but, religion, geography, I know there's like 2 or 3 more. Shit, even gender creates, issues itself too, like with this whole sexism thing and everything. Background, like, I don't want to say class, but like, where you are at successfully, your parents are rich and you're a rich kid, or you live in the ghetto, stuff like that. And, we already have enough issues as it is that separate us as humans. We don't need more. We should be all just striving for the one goal, get along. Peace. Nobody wants that. It's been made pretty much clear. Then again, if we had peace, then how are these prisons going to get money if there's not racial hatred motivated murders or, something like that? But although it is good to note in that topic of racism, there was a news article released months ago, or I think it was last year, that actually compared to over the years that the membership of the Ku Klux Klan has been on a decline, and it's been on the biggest decline in years, like a biggest precedented decline. So that's really cool. Very, very good to know. We already have enough problems as it is, and why should you hate somebody enough that you're gonna have to create a membership thing to be like, I hate people, just because of their color? there's more important things we have to worry about as a human race before there's race. So, I mean, the rap music, that's not helping at all. Of course, you know, in that same aspect, all the races are gonna have stereotypes. There's always gonna be like racial humor. It's pretty much like, you know, you notice if a white person makes a joke about, you know, black people, and you know they get all super offended and all butthurt. At the same time, if you're gonna be able to, because you can make jokes about your own race, you have to be able to find the humor in your own race, as well as find humor in other races. And I'm not saying like reinforce racial hatred, but you know everybody's gonna have a certain type to a certain specific or certain amount or aspect or something. So I mean, not everybody's perfect, no doubt, but you have to be able to find the humor in it too, because it's not all serious. It's not every racist joke is racial hatred. There's definitely a big difference between a racial hatred joke and just a racial humor joke. And you see it on TV, you see it in movies. I mean, sometimes it's gone too far, no doubt. But, I mean, you gotta be able to find the humor in your own race. Because, you know, you could see a black person make the same damn joke a white person will. But they'll take it wrong because it was a white person that says a joke. But, you know, whatever. It's like a double standard, like how they go on about, you know, women are whores if they sleep around, but men are, you know, held to be, you know, ballers or whatever. But then again, there was like that, also comparison to having the golden key or the key to the city is what makes the difference. But if your lock is opened by every key, well, then you got a shitty lock, or, you know, something like that. I suck at reiterating that. I'm not reading it verbatim, but it was a great quote. And it's very true in an aspect. At the same time, yeah. So, but it's clearly a double standard there. Like, you don't even have to say nigga in a racist term. And motherfuckers are gonna get butthurt over it. You don't even have to be thinking about it in that aspect. Like, most times, actually, you know what? I'll refer it to example of when I had a friend, you know, in my teens. I don't know if it was like maybe when I was like 15 or 16. I used to talk to this guy all the time online. Cool motherfucking dude. You know, just from talking to him, I thought he was a white guy. You know, for the longest time, I didn't even realize he was a black dude. He was more so mixed. He said he had like a white mom or dad. Oh, okay. He's probably very, very light skinned. He comes off as somebody who's white. He has like you know, compared to it, he had pretty much like a white demeanor to him every time when we spoke. So I thought he was just like some white kid. And like for so many years, I thought he was just like a light-skinned fellow. And during the whole time we would talk, I'd be dropping the nigga bomb all the time. Nigga. Alright? And, you know, the race had nothing to do about it. I'd be like, nigga. He never took offense to it once. I'm pretty sure he even saw pictures of me to know how fucking white I am. And I think it was like when I was 18 or 19, we hadn't spoken many years. Somehow I found him online. However, his like profile he had online was pretty much dead and abandoned for many years prior to that. And I'd messaged him, hey guy, how you doing? Long time no talk. I never heard back from him. Cool guy. We used to be able to carry conversations on for hours. And I'll probably never speak to him ever again, because it's been like 10 years now. And there's nobody I talked to since then. I still have some people on my old AIM friends list, but that's dead too. So, chances of talking to them ever again, slim to none. Or none to slim at best. So So anyway, for years I've been Justin N-Bomb. I didn't even realize. I found his picture. This dude looked dark-skinned as hell. Not once did he take offense to drop a nigga bomb in a racist way. So it's like really, really, really double standard there. And it's also very specific to, you know, how people have dealt with that issues before and this and that. So really, I mean, I'm glad the times are changing where, you know, the racism is not as bad as it used to be. And I'm very glad to see that has become of that. So I wish I could have left off better something than something other than racism on a video nobody's ever going to fucking watch. That's also part of rants I've been going on about for several videos now. But, you know, whatever. So, like, subscribe. I'll see you. Bye.